Hi all, welcome to my science session. Today we can discuss through the alimentary canal of class 7. What is this alimentary canal? It is the passage through food passes, that is starting from mouth to anus. In this chapter we are studying about nutrition. What is nutrition and the different types of nutrition? To study that, we all know that all organisms need food and all organisms take different types of food. For example, herbivores will be taking grass, or grass eating animals are called herbivores, as well as carnivores will be taking flesh. And how they are eating? Both herbivores as well as carnivores are eating in a different way. Carnivores will be tearing the flesh. Herbivores will be chewing the grass, as well as butterfly. How butterflies take food? Butterflies' food is honey and they will be sucking the food. So, different organisms have different food, as well as the mode of the feeding is also different. This process of taking in food and utilization of food is called nutrition. So, in this chapter we are discussing about what is nutrition and different types of nutrition. So, what is nutrition? That is process of intake and utilization of food. That means taking in food and utilizing that food is called nutrition. Now, just look at this figure. Here this process is called photosynthesis. All of you know what is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis means what? It is the process of preparing food by plants. So, which are the raw materials essential for the preparation of food? Plants will be taking in, see, you can see here plants take in carbon dioxide through the leaves. Underside of the leaves there are minute pores and these pores are called stomata. Through that they will be taking in carbon dioxide, as well as they will take in water through the roots, and the carbon dioxide and water will be combining in the presence of sunlight as well as a green pigment called chlorophyll, and produces the food, that is carbohydrates. And during this process they will be giving out a gas, that gas is oxygen. So, the gas which takes during photosynthesis is carbon dioxide, and the gas which releases during photosynthesis is oxygen. So, here just look, plants are making their own food. Here only plants are having the ability to prepare their own food. So, these plants are called autotrophs, and the type of nutrition is called what? Autotrophic nutrition. What are autotrophs? Autotrophs are the organisms which prepare their own food. Example, green plants. Only green plants are having the ability to prepare their own food, and this type of nutrition is called autotrophic nutrition. Now, you can see some animals depending on plants for their food. Some animals may be directly depending on plants for their food. Some may be indirectly depending on plants for the food. Such animals are called heterotrophs. So, heterotrophs are the organisms which depend on other organisms for food directly or indirectly. Example, animals. And this type of nutrition is called heterotrophic nutrition. Now, there is another class of organism called parasites. Have you heard about parasites? What are these parasites? Parasites are the organisms which lives on the host, that means which lives on another organism for food or for shelter or for some other thing. They will be depending on some other organism, and that's some other organism for food, for growth or for shelter. Such organisms are called parasites. Parasites are the organisms which depend on other organisms. These other organisms are called host. Now, we can classify the parasites into two. There are parasitic plants as well as parasitic animals. Some organisms will be depending on the host for complete food as well as for shelter. Such type of parasites are called total parasites, and some may be depending for some nutrients. They are called partial parasites. Have you heard about Loranthus? Just look at this. Have you heard about Loranthus? Loranthus, you can see Loranthus on the mango tree. This Loranthus will be absorbing all the nutrients from the mango tree, and they will be preparing food. So our mango tree won't be having any nutrients. All the nutrients of the mango trees are absorbed by whom? Loranthus, and Loranthus will prepare food. After some years, what happens, Loranthus will be growing. What about our mango tree? Mango tree won't be growing properly, and after few years mango tree starts to dry. Here this Loranthus is taking nutrients for preparing food. They are preparing food, so they are green in color. Now this is a sandalwood tree. What sandalwood tree does? It will be absorbing water and minerals from the neighboring plants. From the neighboring plants' roots, the sandalwood tree absorbs the nutrients and make food. And so these two are called parasitic plants. What are parasitic plants? They are the plants, they depend on other plants for water and minerals. And these parasitic plants, that is partial parasites, they are called partial parasite. Why? Because they are depending on other plants for water and minerals. They are not depending completely on the host. They are only depending, they are taking only water and minerals from the host, and then they will prepare food. So such plants are called partial parasite. Example, Loranthus and sandalwood tree. Now there is another class of plants, they will be completely depending on the host. They will take all the food from the plant. That type of plants are called complete parasite or total parasite. Example is Cuscuta. Cuscuta, you can see Cuscuta will be absorbing all the food that prepared by the host, and what happens? The host won't be getting food and the host starts to dry. So parasites that completely depends on the host for all its requirements are called complete parasite or total parasite. Now these two are the parasitic plants. Partial parasites are Loranthus and sandalwood tree, as well as complete parasite or total parasite is Cuscuta. Now there are parasitic animals also. Some animals are living on another organisms and sucking the blood or sucking the nutrients. Can you say? Some are living inside the body and some are living outside the body. The organisms which live inside the body are called internal parasites. For example, worms. You can see worms in the body of animals, cows, dogs, as well as worms in our body also. They are internal parasites. And you can see some organisms on the body surface of cows, dogs, cats and all. They are called what? External parasites. Not only cows, dogs, in our hair also you can see some organisms sucking the blood of us. These are external parasites. Example, fleas, louse we can see in our hair, isn't it? So external parasites will be living outside the body and depending the host, and internal parasite will be living inside the body and depending the host. Okay, now we can move on to another class of organisms which feed on the dead matter or decayed matter. Such organisms are called saprophytes. Saprophytes are the organisms which depend on the dead or decayed organic matter. Example, fungus, monotropa, all these are saprophytes. Have you seen these type of plants? This is Venus flytrap, this is sundew plant, and another one pitcher plant. Now, what is the specialty of these plants? See, these plants will be catching insects. When any insects come and sit on this Venus flytrap, what happens, you know, it will be closing the two lobes of the leaves, and this will be eating that insects. In the same way, sundew plant as well as pitcher plant, if any insects come and sit inside the pitcher plant, what the pitcher plant does, no, it will closes its lid, then that insect will be digested inside the pitcher plant. In the same way, sundew plant, in sundew plant you can see an insect is trapped inside that plant. Such plants are called insectivorous plants. So what are insectivorous plants? Insectivorous plants are the plants which catch insects. They are having specialized structures for catching insects. Why they are catching insects? In order to get certain nutrients. For obtaining certain nutrients, they are catching these insects. See, these plants will be living in acidic soil, and in that soil they won't be getting nitrogen. Plants need carbon, hydrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, calcium, nitrogen and all for the growth, and these they need in large quantities. These type of plants will be growing in acidic soil, and that soil do not contain nitrogen. You know how plants are getting nitrogen. Plants can't take directly atmospheric nitrogen from the air. Only certain bacteria will be converting atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates. Can you name which are the bacteria which converts atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates? They are Acetobacter, that is Rhizobium bacteria, as well as Nitrobacter and all. These bacteria are absent in the acidic soil. So, in order to overcome this situation, that is in order to get nitrogen, these plants are just taking in insects, that is just digesting insects and obtaining nitrogen. Then only they can grow properly. So, such plants that catch insects for the requirements of the certain nutrients that are not available in the soil are called insectivorous plants. Examples are Venus flytrap, sundew and pitcher plant. These are some of the different types of nutrition that we have to study in this chapter. That is mainly autotrophic nutrition, heterotrophic nutrition, parasitic nutrition and saprotrophic nutrition. Then we discussed about insectivorous plants. I hope everything is clear. In the next session, we can study about the food in humans. Okay, thank you.